Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and today I thought I'd talk about another one of my favourite fruits and veggies, and today it's mare's tail. No, only joking. But you would think that mare's tail was one of my favourite based on the amount of time I spent harvesting it and just how healthy it looks. Although this wasn't actually off my plot because I don't tend to let it grow quite this big. But what I'm really talking about is Burpee's golden beetroot. So it's an absolute favourite of ours. We grow quite a few different beetroots. We grow Bolt Hardy early in the season, then we grow Red Ace and Burpee's golden mid-season, and then we grow Bolt Hardy, Burpee's golden and Cylindra for storage. It's an absolutely great storage beetroot as well. And I'll actually show you a bit later on in the video some of our beetroot that's in store. But why do we like it? Well, it's got absolutely fabulous leaves. They're just as good as a perpetual spinach leaf, and so we harvest the leaves quite a bit. It's very mild as a beetroot and very sweet, so we really like it from that point of view. We actually use it as a sort of carrot substitute as well. So when we run out of carrots, which we're about to do actually, because a lot of our last year's carrots have started to go to seed now, and this year's carrots are not quite there, so they're probably 2 or 3 weeks away from harvest. And so for those 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be using golden beetroot that we harvested in October that's been in the store, and really that is not a sacrifice because it's really great, and as I said, it's very carrot-like. So we generally just steam it, but you could roast it. Debbie pickles a lot of beetroot as well. So I'm just going to show you some of my beetroot beds, and as I said, then I'll show you what's in store and I'll come back. So this is a bed that I planted outside a few weeks ago. It looks okay, plants are growing alright apart from in that corner there, and we don't really know why, but it's interesting actually that the peas look really good there and the peas don't look quite so good there, do they? So something obviously wrong with that corner. And yeah, they're not too bad. But what I wanted to do, and the reason I showed you this bed first, was because I wanted to show you this bed second. And this bed was planted about 2 weeks after that one, and you can see it's way further on, and that's just because it's had a little bit of protection. A little bit of extra shade from the sun from this cold frame, but mostly it's had protection from the wind, and it has been fairly windy. But this is one of my mare's tail beds, and so I'm always picking mare's tail out of it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that even with all the sort of fantastic weather we've been having over spring, that plants like this, which are perfectly sort of frost tolerant, really do benefit from a little bit of protection. And this cold frame hasn't actually been closed all that time. It has been on its low chocks a little bit at the time, but mostly it's just been on these high chocks, and it does make a big difference. So you might be able to see that we've just got little tiny beetroot starting to form there. I think there's 3 in that clump. And we do 3 or 4 in a clump for our summer harvest, because we're just twisting out the biggest one each, every few weeks, and the smaller ones grow on, and eventually just left with one, and that's so that's the way it goes. That's ideal for the summer crop. For the autumn, for the ones we're planting in July, which will be harvested in October, we don't want them like that. We don't want to be harvesting them continuously. We want to leave them until October and then harvest the whole lot all at the same time and just put them into store, because we need that bed for the garlic. And so what we do there is we only plant 2 in a module, and that means we always get at least 1 germinating. If we get more than 2, then we'll pull the 3rd one out. We find that 2 is fine. They always mature basically at the same time, roughly the same sort of size. Occasionally we'll get some small ones, obviously they're just the ones we'll use first. But that's the way we do it. So yeah, golden beetroot. So other than that, how do we look after it? Well, because we're harvesting the leaves and the roots, we do give it a fair amount of water. So we probably about half an inch every 2 weeks in normal kind of July, August weather. But if it's like the way it has been recently, then we're probably more like 20 millimetres every, well, maybe even every week. It's been just so hot and dry. Yeah, I mean, it does depend on your soil. You know, we've got very sandy soil here, so any water we do apply quickly drains away. So we do tend to have to water a little bit more than people who've got, say, silty or clay soil or something like that. But yeah, so that's basically how we grow it. Golden beetroot. Burpee's Golden is the variety we really like. And yeah, so let's just take a look in the store. So this is our storage area. It's rapidly filling up with jars for preserves, but normally these are apples, onions, potatoes and the like on this side. More onions on this side, dried apples, dried pears, and beetroot. We have loads of these containers of beetroot, and these are full of damp wood chips. These are just pine shavings. You can get them off Amazon, pet shops, things like that. They're used as animal bedding. The oils in them are naturally antiseptic. We just bury the beetroot in there. I've just moistened them, that's why this is a bit wet. And yeah, just as good as it was when it went in October. Fantastic, still alive. I'll bury that properly in a minute. And we also would have normally onions, shallots and garlic in here, but we've run out pretty much of everything in the store, which is no issue because we've got plenty of potatoes now, plenty of onions, plenty of green garlic. We do actually have beetroot, but we may as well finish eating this. This will last us probably till the end of June, by which time the new season stuff should be nice and big, so that'll be nice. And yeah, I think we've pretty much, the only thing, we've run out of storage carrots now, and the overwintered carrots are starting to go to seed, so we probably only got 1 week, maybe 2 weeks of those, and we might have to wait a week, might skip a week until this year's carrots are ready. Slightly behind where I'd like them to be. So, hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.